What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're playing another version of Golos Tireless Pilgrim in Historic Brawl. This time we're playing mono green Golos. If you haven't seen the other videos in the series, I'm doing a monocolored deck for each color for Golos. So mono white, mono blue, mono black, mono red, mono green. Today we're doing mono green. I'll go over Golos real quick. I'm sure you all are aware of this commander. It's the number one, probably the strongest commander in Historic Brawl, but we'll go over him real quick. So when Golos enters the battlefield, you can fetch any land out of your deck. So since we're in monocolor and we don't have a way to color fix to get all 5 colors in monocolor, we have to go get the World Tree, which says if we have 6 or more lands, all of our lands tap for 1 mana of any color. So that is how we essentially cheat, and we're able to get 5 color to activate the second effect, which says pay 7 mana, 5 of which has to be Wooburg, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn without paying their mana costs. So Golos wants to get on the battlefield, get us the mana fixing land, and then usually the next turn we can activate Golos and exile the top 3 cards. Now when you spin the wheel, it's random, obviously, so you're not guaranteed to get good stuff, but we pack the deck full of really powerful things, so hopefully we hit like an Emrakul, right? Or we hit an Ulamog, or a Meteor Golem, or a Thorn Mammoth. There's a bunch of different cards in here. The Immortal Sun. We're not playing any Planeswalkers. This is all creatures and artifacts, so we can gain a bunch of value off the Immortal Sun. Chimil the Inner Sun. Isn't it funny how 6 mana legendary artifacts with the word sun in them are powerful? Anyway, spells you control can't be countered. That's pretty good. And then we get to discover 5 at the end of each end step. Free value, essentially. Anyway, there's a bunch of spells that we'd love to hit. All of the cards in the deck sort of synergize with each other because it's essentially all creatures. Of course, there's a couple support cards in here, but it's essentially all creatures, and we have a lot of creature support. So all of our card draw and card advantage is based around creatures like Garruk's Uprising and Tribute to the World Tree, Up the Beanstalk, things like that. So the deck wants us to play creatures in order to gain value, and we have cards like Mind's Eye. Since we're in mono green, we're going to make a lot of mana, so normally I would not play this card, but this is actually really good in this deck because we'll have leftover mana to pay. Anytime an opponent draws a card, we can pay 1 and we draw a card, just to keep up on cards. But we essentially want to play mono green Stompy with the added benefit of playing free spells off the top of our library. So let's see if we can get some wins in the queue. If you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. A lot of you have been watching me and haven't subscribed yet, so hit that subscribe button if that describes you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We're of course not taking this too seriously because Golos is the most powerful commander in the format. I mean, it's literally banned in Commander. In the actual format Commander, it's banned. That's how powerful it is. So, you know, pretty cool that we get to play it in Historic Brawl. However, we're obviously neutering ourselves by making ourselves monocolor instead of 5 color. So we're not going to take this deck too seriously. We're just going to have some fun. We'll see who we get first. We get Rusko. So, you know, part of the downside of doing this kind of deck is that, you know, since we're Golos, we're in the quote-unquote hell queue, which means we're going to play all the other most powerful commanders in the format. They don't know that we're not 5 color, so they're going to be playing the most broken version of this deck, and we're going to be playing a neutered version of this deck. So we'll see if we can get a win. Let's see, this deck has ramp, and yeah, I think we just do it. It's a bad matchup. I'm just going to say that off the bat. Rusko is going to have a lot of board wipes, a lot of board control. a lot of removal. So, you know, I'm just going to say it's unlikely we're going to be able to activate Golos without them removing it first, but we'll try. We do have Tamiyo safekeeping, so maybe we can... Oh, well, never mind. They're going to take... Well, we'll see what they take, but the safekeeping is what's going to protect Golos. Yeah, they took the safekeeping. Okay, well, you know, we're not going to be deterred. We're going to keep trying. Do we have any cool snow lands? No, just basics. That's fine. We're just trying to ramp into Golos. We have more of those hexproof and indestructible effects in the deck. That's a good card. Let's do this. Oh, I should have Provisioner and then done that. Oh well. It's okay. It's okay. They can Rusco here. If they do that, then it gives us a little window to get something down. If I were them, I would kill the Provisioner. Or both. Or all. But they also took out their own mana creature doing that, so... How much more removal do they have in their hand? They've already used a board wipe. Do you think they have more targeted removal? Well, here's my thought. If they do remove Golos, they have to spend their turn doing it. We get a free land here. So we're gonna go get the World Tree. World Tree. Now all our lands tap for 1 mana of any color. Okay, so they go for Rusco. And they get a Midnight Clock, but this is only blue mana. So we have the ability here to get Ugin down. We can't spin the wheel. We don't have another land. We didn't draw another land. This doesn't have Death Touch or anything, right? No? Okay. Do they have a bounce spell? I want to play Ugin, but my worry is that they have a Spell Pierce because they have 1 blue mana. We could get a Guardian Project down and not have to worry about Spell Pierce and hold up Heroic Intervention. Yeah, I think we gotta play it like that. See, there's Stick right here, so do they have a counter spell? In turn. Resolve. Pass. They're gonna attack. That's fine. Pass. We'll see what they do here. Okay, they're gonna draw cards and drain me. Which I'm guessing means they don't have an answer to Golos. Because they should be wanting to get rid of Golos. Even though we don't have the lands yet, all we have to do is draw 1 land and we're able to rip spells off the top. So I'm assuming they don't have any removal. This is I forgot we actually do have 1 Planeswalker in the deck. That's just because mono green's not great at removal, so this is a good removal option, but it also gives us creatures, so this is awkward. We'll see if there's Stick. There is, so they do have interaction. They could go for it here. They don't. Let's try this. This is definitely worth countering for them. Let's get it out of their hand. What are they gonna do? They're gonna make another midnight clock. And then counterspell. Got it. Okay. Sure. So that was a 2-for-1 for us. It took 2 cards out of their hand. I mean, they got to ramp and they got to get this a little bit higher, but we can kill the first one with Ugin if we want. Skyclave Relic and then kick it. Okay. So I wonder if they have a counterspell. Resolve all. A land would just be super cool. We can Kendra's Transformation their commander, which is pretty funny. Man, I wish we were just drawing lands, though. They're tapped out. We can't do both, though. We can only do one. You have a counterspell? Okay. Resolve. So now they have a 4/4. Okay. No attacks, no point in attacking, end turn. Resolve all. They can spend mana to flip Midnight Clock. Okay, they're gonna make more Midnight Clocks, then draw a bunch of cards. And they still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they'll have 7 mana. That's what makes this deck so hard to play against. It's your favorite alchemy card. Psychosis Crawler. Pretty cool, but I'm not really worried about it. Pass. Okay. Resolve. Resolve. Okay, that's, I guess, a land. Yeah, us not drawing any lands has really messed this whole thing up. Because if we had lands, we'd be able to, like, play Ugin and Heroic Intervention, or play Beanstalk and Ugin. So the right play is probably to ramp with Beanstalk so that we get the other land, but I think we're just way too far behind at this point. Maybe we'll play it out because we're good sports, but if I wasn't streaming, I would scoop here. They have a full grip, they have a ton of mana. It's pretty much impossible to win against Rusko once they're in this position, but we will try. Let's just play the Ugin so that I can get it countered. Yep, they had the Spell Pierce, figured. Uh-huh. They're gonna drain us out. Yep, they're gonna do another Midnight Clock, and they're gonna draw another fresh 7, so they're incentivized to dump their whole hand here. There they go, there's another fresh 7. Yep, Psychosis Crawler taking me out. All they need to do is draw one more card and I'm dead. Or just attack with... Okay, well, they misplayed. They should have attacked with both their creatures. So we're just gonna do them a favor and leave. But typical control player not noticing lethal on the board. Or they were just playing with their food. Either way. But, yeah, again, like I said before we even played our first card, it's a bad matchup for mono green to play against Rusko. in order to beat Rusko, you really also need to be a control deck, and you need to like fight them on their terms. I have plenty of videos where I've played against Rusko and won, but they're usually in control shells, or mid-range shells. In just like mono green Stompy, it's not. Unless you like really ramp out way ahead of them, and you know you always have like 4 more mana than they do, then you can kind of get around them because they have to answer all your threats. But once they have double the mana you do, it's pretty much GG. All right, this is a good hand. Who are we playing? Atrax. Again, you're playing Golos, so you're gonna play all the other worst historic Brawl commanders. So we basically have to win before Atraxa comes down. Yeah, I guess we'll keep. They get to go first, because of course, why not? They're going to ramp as well. Should have actually, I forgot about a Boreal Grazer. I should have probably put that in this deck, but forgot about it. It's a good card. It's a good draw. We'll ramp ourselves. Do we? I think it's just green. I know we're 5 color, but all of our spells are green. We'll use the World Treat of Mana Fix. Probably not good to start mixing our Utopia Sprawl in there. New fetch lands from Khans of Tarkir. I finally got them all. I grinded out games, got 5 rare wild cards, and I got all the fetch lands, so happy about that. Huh? Choose an opponent. They look at the top 4 cards of your library and separate them into a face down and a face up pile. Put 1 pile into your hand, the other into your graveyard. Okay, so we're giving them 2 piles. This needs to be the face up pile, and this needs to be the face down pile. They'll want to take this. We don't want them to have this. Yeah, cool. I mean, those suck too, but Cloud Shift isn't going to be a factor until later. And this, I mean, I guess it can blow up our Utopia Sprawl, but hopefully we at least get value off of it before then. So we can play a Lotus Cobra, play a land to get a mana, and then what? Incubation Druid? Yeah, I mean, that's good. Then I'll at least feel like we got value off of our card. So now, I mean, they're gonna either blow up the Sprawl or one of these guys. Probably the Cobra is what I'm gonna guess. Oh, the Druid. That is not what I expected, but okay, sure. We'll do green. We can play the One Ring. Probably the right call. No attacks. They get to fetch a land. So they can play Atraxa next turn, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And then they'll, if they have another land, they can cloud shift it and do it twice. But that wouldn't really make sense, because then they'll have to discard to hand size. Okay, cool. They can look for any card in their deck. Seems good. They have 7 mana. We have 4. I do have to say that, like, I try to make mono green decks. Maybe I'm just not good at making them, but every time I play them in Historic Brawl, I find that they are really lacking. It could just be me, but it always feels like they're really weak compared to other decks, including the other monocolored decks. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, they're gonna play Atraxa next turn. So do we draw cards with the One Ring? I don't really know what gets us out of this. I mean, I don't even know how to fight this thing. We can make... I guess we play this, and if they play non-creature spells, then we get Reach Spiders. They're gonna play Atraxa. I mean, it'd be weird if they didn't. Okay, Mirari's Wake, sure. Seems good. Now they have 12, 13 mana. Okay, finally got another land. They might have a removal spell, or a board wipe, or a counter. Okay. They're going to put Golos back on top of its owner's library. Sure. We'll put it on top of the library. That's fine. Okay. Activate the ability now. Why not? Get it back in our hand. I don't think there's any point in attacking because they can block both, so no attacks. So now they have double mana, so they can play Atraxa and then play pretty much anything they draw. Yeah, seems pretty good. Path of Peril, so they can wipe the board. This is, I mean, Ristic Study's good, but this is kind of just okay. It's not the worst. It's not the worst thing. The real problem now is, like, how are we gonna get rid of this? Do they have another counter? Maybe over here, but not on the cards that they got. Okay, Nyx Bloom Ancient, Farewell. Sure. Arcane Signet. So they have board wipes. The question is, do they want to board wipe themselves? Maybe that's how we get rid of Atraxa. We make them board wipe themselves. At least we have blockers. Okay. Well, I think this is our only way to try to get back in this game. Go get the World Tree. Yep, sure, we'll draw 2. I guess we'll play up the Beanstalk. Could be important. No attacks. So this really incentivizes them to fare well and get rid of everything. They're obviously going to attack me first. If we see them attack all, then it kind of tells you what they're thinking. But they could exile my One Ring, they could exile my whole board. The issue is that it's also going to affect them. So they might just hold it. Seems like they're not gonna wipe the board. They could Path to Peril, right? I think they still have Path to Peril. Or did they not take that card? Did they not take it? I guess they didn't take it. We'll just block it like that. Little spider. Thanks for your sacrifice. So we can spin the wheel, which I think we gotta do. Wow. Doo-doo. Ooh, they might not see the Poison Dart Frog, so this can gain Death Touch and it has Reach. So that's how we can get rid of a Traxxas. Now, I mean, they still have a billion mana, so it doesn't matter. They're just going to recast it, but... oh, good. Yep. Well, you know, like I said before, I mean, I already feel like mono green is a pretty weak archetype. Maybe not in general, but just in historic Brawl, it's just not very good unless your commander is highly synergistic, and obviously our commander is, you know, sort of we're playing a meme deck. So I just don't think mono green might be the way to play this. The last build I did was mono blue, and it did a lot better than I expected. And I did a mono black one, and that one performed pretty well. But both mono blue and mono black have like really good card advantage built into them, and like, you know, ways to stop the opponent. You can you can use, you know, discard effects in black, and you have removal. In blue, you can counter things and, you know, manipulate things, steal things. Green is kind of just play creatures and smash in. Well, I guess we have 2 planeswalkers in the deck. I don't even know what's in my own deck. We get to go first. Kinnan is the worst commander in my opinion. Way worse than anything else we've played so far. But I mean, this is pretty decent. I mean, I feel like this is where we want to be. Resolve. So usually the way to beat Kinnan is to kill Kinnan over and over again. We don't really have that ability in mono green, so we'll see what happens, but my guess is that they're gonna run away with the game. Yeah, we got a ramp. gotta keep up. This deck keeps not drawing lands. There are 40 lands in this deck. I want to make that clear. I build all my Historic Brawl decks with 40 lands. Okay. So now they have 7 mana. Because all these... Or 8 mana. Because all these count as... Okay. Yeah, cool. You're a really good Magic player. I say it in every video I play Kinnan, but I really believe Kinnan should be banned. I think it's the most egregious, overpowered, bad card design card in Historic Brawl. Not in every format, just in Historic Brawl, I think it should be banned. In Commander, who cares? You know, you have 3 other opponents you got to get through, and if you did that turn 3 in Commander, you'd become the archenemy, and everyone would beat your face in. But in Historic Brawl, it's way overpowered. They consistently do things like that every time I play that deck. We are playing 5-color Golos, so we'll see how this goes. They get to go first, which means we probably already lost. This is ramp. Technically, it's not a good hand. This is also not a good hand. This is better. That's good against them. I believe Golos is a scout. Cool. We drew lands. We did it. Look at us curving out. Cool. Cool. They didn't play a land. Are you telling me there's a chance? Are you telling me there's a chance? We don't have 3 green sources. Probably should just play this on green, but this is what it is. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think we need to do this. We've lost at least a couple of these games purely because we couldn't hit our land drops every turn. So let's make sure we hit our land drops. Yeah, they're doing the same thing. Now the advantage we have over this deck is we're not playing 5 colors, so they're going to spend their first couple turns trying to get all their colors in line. If you do build Golos, I kind of recommend, even if you're 5 color, to do it the way we're doing it. It's just much easier to like maybe play like heavy green and ramp out to Golos and then play this and get the world tree and then it fixes all your mana versus like trying to like actually color fix your mana. Yep, let's just do this. Do you have another removal spell? Yeah, see, they're doing all the fetch lands and they're trying to get like red, blue, green, white. Yeah, it's just that's like the old school way of doing Maelstrom Pulse Might. Okay. That's the old school way, the slow way of getting 5 color for Golos, but this is the proper way to do it. You know, before the world tree existed, you had to do it that way. Or you could get, the other card was Cascading Cataracts, because this also does the same thing, kind of. But the world tree just fixes all your mana. So if you guys ever build a Golos deck, just do it this way. You know, obviously don't build a monocolor unless you just want to have fun, but if you're going to build 5 color, just fetch the world tree and it fixes your mana. All you gotta do is ramp out to Golos, and then Golos fixes your mana. Probably kill Golos. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Hey, we're finally doing some stuff. So now if they play Golos, we can play our Golos and fight their Golos. Oh, we can just do that. Nope, I think we do the mono green thing that we came to do. So now let's get Nykthos, since we actually have some devotion to green going. See, they went and got the World Tree too. Forward, sure. Take action. But you only have 2 cards left, and I have a whole hand. Yes, excellent.
Lies beyond vision.
I don't think we have enough mana yet. Although this reduces the casting cost. 1, 6, 7, 8. So we'll Kenra's Transformation Golos. Maybe we'll attack first if we draw a land. We'll see what we draw. We don't draw a land. We can't use Ugin on this because it's colorless. So our only option is to Kenra's Transformation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, do we have enough? 1. Hold on. What is it? QQ? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay, so next, I'll attack. Oh, they didn't fall for it. Okay. So we can now destroy it if we want. But I think we'll just keep making creatures. Play Arcane Signet for free.
Secrets manifest before you.
Play Tribute to the World Tree. Ramp. And then draw some cards with the One Ring. End turn. Golos doesn't have any abilities anymore because of Kenrith. It's just a 3/3. Now their deck had like Maelstrom Pulse effects, so exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Okay, we'll wait for them to target something. Okay. Traxa, we can refill their hand. And then they scoop. Okay. Well, mono green Golos beat 5-color good stuff Golos. So even if I don't win another video or win another game this video, this is a mega win for me. I don't know why they scooped though. They had Atraxa. Alright, we'll try one more. See who we get next. Okay, the Prismatic Bridge. They get to go first, of course. This is not... Land of War Visionary is good, but everything else in this is kind of... Like, these are off curve, and there's no other ramp. So I think we mulligan. This is good. But again, only one piece of ramp. Although, if we get to Nissa, then it turns on our forests, which we have none of in our hand. Ugh. Okay, ramp, 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 keep. What do we put back? I guess the Great Henge, because it's not going to be turned on for a while. Okay, the biggest mana cost spell in our deck. Sure. We really don't want this in our hand. We want to hit it with Golos, because it still counts as a casting cost, so we get the effect. But looks like that's out the window. I think we Land of War Visionary, draw a card. Wow. They really want these in our hand. I think these were in 2 of our mulligans. A land would be pretty cool, because then we could play Golos. They're gonna pass? Oh, they're gonna play the front side? Ha! Okay, well that's awkward. Well then. Let's play Guardian Project. Now, whenever we play a creature, we draw a card. I wanted to ramp there, but I feel like we're both still in the setup phase. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they're going to bring it back as the backside? Can they do that? Oh, no, they can't. They just bring it back as the... Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that, but Golos time, baby. Take action. We already have the World Tree. I guess we'll just go get Nykthos, right? Because we have a lot of devotion to green now. And we have a land. Too bad we don't have 2 on tap, so we have Heroic Innovation, but it's okay. I don't think they're going to board wipe here, but they might. Sorin. Okay, that's Soren. I wasn't sure which Soren they got.
You can deal with my servant. I'm
Okay, they got the World Tree.
blood for knowledge.
We could get a flyer.
Trade.
I think we Thorn Mammoth and then attack down the Soren. Draw a card. Now all of our lands are turned on by the World Tree. So next turn we can spin the wheel with Golos. Okay, so they're a proliferate deck. I wonder why this wasn't their commander, but okay, sure. Proliferate, they don't have anything to proliferate. Is this? Oh, we gotta do this. I don't even want this to die. I want this to stay on the battlefield. Other legendary creatures you control. So... okay, yeah. Yep. Okay. Alright, the deck can get wins. The deck can get wins. This was kind of how... okay. Let's do a deck review, because I have some interesting thoughts about this. So, what I've noticed is once we get to the big spells in our decks, whether it's the, you know, mono black one or the mono blue one, the mono green one, once we get to the big spells, we actually end up doing well, but we have to get there first. And so, you know, with Golos, we really want to get Golos down as soon as possible so that we can start spinning the wheel and or play our big stuff naturally. And what happens a lot is that we just are a little too late with our ramp. So maybe if you're interested in building this mono green version of the deck, maybe like get rid of a lot of this stuff in here that maybe doesn't need to be here. Like maybe just make all of this 3 mana and less stuff ramp so that you're consistently getting Golos out by like, you know, earliest turn 3. You know, you can do it in mono green. You can definitely get Golos out by turn 3. And then by turn 4, maybe you can start activating it. Like you have 7 mana, start activating it and or play your big stuff. Because I feel like what was happening was it would take us to like turn 8 to get Golos online and or play our big stuff. And we had to hope our opponent was slow enough that, you know, we weren't being completely outpaced by the time we got to that spot in the mana curve. You know, I have things like Veil of Summer in here. I have like a lot of like protection spells, Tameo Safekeeping. I thought that would be the way to stall for time, but maybe really you just want to ramp. You want to get rid of those spells and just put all ramp spells in here. I already have like a lot of the mana rocks and things like that, but I would say at least for mono green, that's the way to do it. The difference is like in mono blue and in mono black, you have removal and you have counter spells, so you can like fight your way through the first couple turns to make sure the opponent doesn't resolve anything you don't like, and then get Golos down after they kind of used all their resources and start spinning the wheel. I think I built this deck a little bit wrong because I was used to building the other two first, and you just need to like ramp out Golos as fast as possible. So this is much more about speed than it is about protection, right? So I think if I could rebuild the deck, I would do it that way, where it's just like heavy ramp focused. I mean, you saw in all those hands that I had to mulligan away, it was like we had 1 ramp piece, but we really needed like 2, and 3 would have been amazing, right? So I think if we fix this part of the deck, we would consistently get 2 or 3 ramp pieces, and we would consistently get to Golos by turn 4 or 3 at the best, right? Otherwise, I think the back half of the deck is good. It's just the front half of the deck that's a little clunky, and that's what kind of caused us to not keep up with opponents and lose games because they were able to outpace us. So anyway, let's not be too critical. It's a mono green deck in a 5-color shell. So, you know, it's a meme. But if you like the video, hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment down below. Let me know if I missed any obvious like green staples that should be in here. I tried to think of all of them, but there's so many. Yeah, so tell me how you would have built the deck. We got mono white Golos and mono red Golos still left to do, so those will be up soon. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.